was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My name is Tambela Dick. I am a filmmaker, I am a photographer, I am a drone pilot, I am an activist. I can name all of them. But what I love the most is doing films, mostly in documentary style.
My name is Tia Mukoka, and I'm a criminology student with the University of South Africa. And I also work for a promotions and marketing company part-time. I'm an advocate for social justice and human rights, and I'm a humanitarian at heart.
I'm Odwa Owendima. I am a broadcaster by profession, sport broadcaster to be specific. I have qualifications in sports management as well as film and television.
Igama lam nguPamela Ntekula, but I prefer to be called Pam. I'm a human rights and lobbying officer at SWET. So we deal with sex workers. And I also am a model.
Hi everyone, my name is Simpiwe Vuyelwa Mugoni, but I prefer people call me Simpy. I am the host and producer of the Campus Breakfast Show at UW's Radio, that is UWC Radio. I am the executive producer of an online Instagram series called Instagram TIGT for short, and I am a postgraduate LLB student. My undergraduate degrees, one is in accounting, the other one is an undergrad law degree, and I am a current affairs enthusiast.
For me, okay, like regarding the by-elections, if I were to vote for anyone, okay, the one party that I identify with is EFF. Will I vote? No. But if I would, it would be EFF.
With the upcoming by-elections, first, I'm actually interested in seeing if the DA actually retains the seats that they have in Gauteng, with them having elected a permanent leader, because we know that the previous elections, when the DA did win these places, so this is Lenesia, I'm reading here, there's Rivoli and all these other places, their leader at the time was Maimane, right? And now it is John Steenhuisen, whose style of leadership is quite different. The way he speaks and communicates with people, quite different. I'm actually interested to see if they'll retain these areas with John Steenhuisen as their president. And for me personally, I am aligning constitutionally with the party's constitutions with ANC's liberalism, action-wise not the ANC, and constitutionalism, and also by action, EFF's radicalism, right? Am I voting? No. But ideally, if I could mix the liberalism from the ANC of the constitution of the ANC and the radicalism from the constitution of the EFF, and then make one party that really sees every individual from the seniors to the youth and all of our issues, and there's no corruption, an ideal party, that's what I'd vote for.
I don't think that I will be able to vote on this Wednesday elections, but on the next year bigger elections, that I think I will vote for EFF, and I'm out about it, you know, and I would never change for anything. If I would have to put my finger, it would be for EFF, because I believe that they are strongly enough to take over now.
As Otto already said, he resonates most with the EFF, and I share the same sentiments because they are radicals, and I'm a person that likes execution. I like to see action. I like to see a plan. I like to see movement. I am not necessarily an idealist. So yes, I am voting, and I'm voting for the EFF.
I am not voting. I'm done there. Like,
in this country, I don't know what is the leadership doing. The corruption is like in another level, you know,
really, for me, it's the audacity for them to think that somehow the 55-ish million people who live in South Africa will just accept that 500 billion rand went missing in 4 months. It's not properly accounted for. There's shelf companies that were given money. There's lots of things going on here. And it's for them, it's them thinking we must just move on and forget that and keep it moving. No, we want accountability. We want all the people responsible for looting that 500 billion to go to jail and to pay it back. We want it back. We want it to actually help people in the country and not go to serve the needs of a small group of people.
ANC officials have lost that fear because they are honestly never held accountable for corruption they constantly involved in.
Most of youth feels excluded because parliament, like there is like no fresh blood. Like the only fresh blood I know now is Una Lady, and I don't know with who. You understand? So also the thing of when we raising our issues as youth, so the only thing that always matters is to promise people about houses, promise people about this thing and this thing and this thing, knowing exactly that that's what elder people want already. So youth, it's only about jobs and like you see those minor things, forgetting to address the issues that youth is dealing with day to day.
And yes, on that parliament, those old people that are there, they need to leave the space now. We get it, they have experience of that platform, they have knowledge of how things are. They can be mentors, knowledging or grooming youngsters in that particular space. We're not saying they must not be there. They must be there, but behind us now. Our face needs to be seen as coming up forward leaders.
It's the little things like how ANC has a youth league. Why is there a youth league? Why is the youth not the one actually just leading? Why does there need to be like older and then younger people? And even so, like in the youth league, you don't even find like youth. You find like people in their late 30s. Like, how is that necessarily the youth?
And their age always grow.
Yeah, it's still people.
Oh yes, and with the youth leagues, right? You find that the leadership of these youth leagues is not youth. Like they are above 35 years old, which is the age limit for the youth here in South Africa. So when you see these people, you think, is this the youth league or what is this actually? No. Someone tell me what this is.
ANC isn't the issue. It's the people in ANC that are the problem. So, okay, going back to what you said, we like obviously going to reference the ANC because the people that are doing what they're doing
and dominating.
They fall under the ANC. Yeah. So, like, my point is, okay, the ANC isn't the issue. The issue are the people.
We can't be attached to the human being that are there. So whatever they do, whether it's individual or it's collaborated or it's a group, but it's still an ANC member or it's still an ANC.
We're at a point where we honestly don't need any more politicians in leadership. We need like more leadership from our politicians. Yeah, that's how I feel about everything.
Because I mean, if you're 60, you're in parliament.
Tired.
Whatever you were saying today, chances are 20 years from now, you're not going to be here. So you don't care whether you are lying to the people, whether are you going to achieve it, whether you're going to do it like bare minimally or that sort of thing. But then if you're like 30 or 40 in parliament, chances are 10 years from now, you're going to care what happens because you're still going to be alive. I mean, who works for something they're not going to reap? Nobody really does that. So hence why maybe the ANC doesn't care. It's a bunch of old women and men who don't care because they know that their kids are going to be good, trust fund babies. The rest can see what they do about that. Whether they lie to us, whether they don't deliver service or whether whatnot, because they're not going to be here when 10 or 20 years from now after they promise, the whole country lies and that sort of thing.
For me, these ANC leaders do not understand the fourth industrial revolution to start off with. We're heading towards a new age. And these are people who had to be taught how to use their WhatsApp. Do you understand? So there's lots of new technology rolling into the world right now, lots of new systems. It needs people who are quite honestly younger and more flexible for change. And with us having all these issues and not knowing exactly how to bring them forth, because really we are speaking, it's as if we're speaking to people who really can't hear us, because you will bring an issue forth and this is something, this person is so old and in such a different generation from you that they don't see it as a problem. You'll say this, and that, and in their mind, this is not a problem. So that's why the youth's problems might be getting ignored, because it's a generational difference where the communication is definitely just broken. It can never be fixed properly. We might need to talk to a different generation who talks to the next, who talks to the next, to reach these people that are in their 60s so they actually understand what our points are. Or we need more youth members in parliament. And the only way we can do that is truly as the youth to really start to care. That is actually something we need to do, to really start to care, find out who we align with based on policies, based on actions. At this point, it's actually pretty sad because you have to choose between the lesser of the evils or whoever you think when they get to power, they might still have your back. And you just have to take a gamble on someone and hope that they do what you are asking to do. And then we need to find a system for accountability, that you said you were going to do this. You said you were going to do that. We want answers besides just going to Twitter. Yes, we're advocating on Twitter, which is a great thing. We bring awareness to causes, but we must also take it from Twitter to action. Because it usually just ends at Twitter, like from Twitter to action.
We are so clear with what it is we want as young people. We just need to be more involved with what's happening around us, more courageous in challenging these people so we can affect change.
My dream is literally to build an exchange program, art facility for South African young artists. I want them to travel as visual artists or as an artist. That's my dream.
We could actually push the narrative that if we put the EFF in power, it might as well just give the ANC a wake-up call. The ANC might actually want to do better, and the next coming elections after those that actually, I don't know, have like a change of structure about how they run things and whatnot. All the ANC needs is a wake-up call. And that is my dream for a South Africa that is more unified and progressive.
My dream is within South Africa as a whole, where there is a full decriminalization of sex work, like the Rainbow Nation to be the Rainbow Nation that we think it is, but it's about, yeah.
My biggest dream is to like one day get to a point where like positions are occupied by people that are equipped enough for those positions.
My dream, firstly, is for myself to become one of the best current affairs hosts, TV-wise, that the country's ever seen. One of the best radio hosts, breakfast show, hopefully, that the country has ever seen. My dream is to become an entrepreneur, to be one of South Africa's female billionaires. I don't know if we have one, but that's what I want. And to ultimately be the first South African female president there.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.